This will be episode 157, cycle 2693, and onward. Hopefully, we can get the other refueling station completed. At least that's the goal tonight, is to get that finished. I don't know if we'll start one on... Oh, we might. We might start the one on Radioactive. I think that's the goal. If we can get the Talon one completely sorted and, you know, stop leaking nuclear waste everywhere. I think that's pretty much our primary objective. It's also good to be back. Proc went to the... Dude, Infast, I don't want to see any more of your cursed artifacts. Come on. Your dupe gives me enough grief. I don't need this. God damn it, man. Let me guess, flat defense. That's all. Don't show me. Just if I'm right. Oh man, just wrong. Wait, what you've done, what your RNG has completed, is just pain. Like, no stop. That just hurts. I will not subject YouTube or Twitch chat to those creations of yours. Well, either way, it's fucking terrifying. All you need to know. Okay. Everything running. Liquid locks are safe. Make sure all my planets are loaded safely. Bucket is injured again. Where's Ersatz? Where's Ersatz? Nuclear reactor, everything else is fine, right? Okay, we got that down to 92 degrees. Actually working quite well. Let's see here. Connected. How much energy charge does it ever... Okay, fair enough. I'm not gonna subject my viewers to that. Like, thank you for sharing Infos, but my god. To the bin with that immediately. Oh. Yes. Okay, we're almost there. We're almost there. The pip has almost completed his objective. Beautiful. We're slowly getting through it. I did not want to level up. Yeah, I know. Well, now it's a fodder artifact, so congratulations. No, I know, but now that it's a fodder artifact, just throw it into another one and problem solved. And you don't even have to think about it. Or make me worry about you. Or your mental capacities or faculties. I already have your duplicate doing that for me. I think we're good. Where is your dupe right now, anyway? Where is the impost? Oh. Going to the rock crusher. Production 3, Machinery 16, Athletics 29, Sparkle Streaker, Cuisine is 4, Creativity 15, and Husbandry is max. You're doing good. You got a good dupe. An effective dupe. Let's see. It's still too cold. Just barely. It's slowly warming everything else back up. Go back to the calendar quick. This is what we need to finish. I do absolutely need to add a cooling loop up here. Problem. Oops, I need you to max that out. I noticed. I noticed. Not a single. I know. I know. I was like, why? How? I free to played so many of them. How have you done this? That's what I was asking you constantly. Like, how did you pull that off? I still don't understand. That's what I really don't. Magic, yeah. Yeah. Like, how do you pull that off? We've been playing for over a year. It still happened. I don't know. Yes, we need super coolant in here. I was thinking we do petroleum, but then I'm like, I never want to have to touch this again. So screw it, we're just going to super coolant the dang thing. I think we'll be fine on that front. So somehow they got the wrong gas? Ow. All pressure controlled. Well, maybe some CO2 fell in? Actually, no, that's been over there. I have no idea. Maybe? I don't know. I still feel like I need to actually, like, control this one. But for some reason, it... like, the pump just keeps going. Like, we have crude oil floating. That's what's so weird. Don't ask me how this happened. I truly do not know. The pump is pulling the crude oil in that is floating in the air. Don't ask me how that's happening. I have no idea. I saw it before and I was just like, okay, I'm gonna just leave that alone and completely ignore it. Not my problem. It's fine. It's cooled down yet. Getting there, but it's not quite there yet. That should be completely stabilized. The only thing I need to pay attention to is the amount of crude going through. That should be running. That should be running. Or slowly draining. Should run only when it is required. Like Clean this up so we can get our supercoolant in. Probably need to add a junction loop here. Yeah, probably. This will eventually become a vacuum. I don't think there's that much exhaust happening anymore. Everything's self-contained. So yeah, this will eventually become a vacuum, so I should probably vacuum proof this, which means removing this heavy watt conductive wire and putting in a junction plate right there. Yes, then I just need to flood this with a little bit of petroleum and we should be good to go. Pretty sure the water won't hold for very long. It will probably steam off. So best to prepare now. I don't think about it. This will eventually be sealed in. I just need to actually add a ventilator. It'll be more efficient. And yeah, all took some minor damage. Probably. Okay. Bottle emptier. Rock. Need one steel pump. Branch up and the only downside is I will need to make. I know I never like doing this, but it's kind of needed. So screw it, should be fine. Probably actually need to shove the thermal aqua tuner down here. Need to add the automation as well. So we need hand gate. Thermal sensor and what's that side? I need temperature sensor. Boom. Get everything else plugged in first. Then okay, good. Gotta get everything plugged in, and then our little cooling system here should be fine. Pretty much does power the entire main spine of the base as well. And because we do have the petroleum boiler completed, I should be able to produce a shitload of water that I never have to worry about. You having a problem? What is it, Infost? What'd you do that's causing a problem? Supercoolant. Okay. What is it? Okay. Below 260. And I want this like negative 50. Yeah. Above negative 50, run. And you, I need that max out. We just need to flood this thing with supercoolant. We should be good to go. Nuclear waste is god dang everywhere. I think it's mostly contained now. Gonna back up before I do this. Okay, we almost hit 5K. 250 there. The game with the launcher at 100% freezes on load. Oh no. I have no idea why that's doing it. I know Trove lately has been breaking because of it. I had to do a bunch of tweaks to the config files because of how poorly it was running. Was that probably even with the launcher on it, it's not freezing? Oh, so the launcher's booked just like, okay. Check the config files in the temp folder. Wait, what the? Oops, why did you make this thing out of iron? I just noticed. It's like, what the hell? We're not running an ethanol cooling loop. Don't do this. They made it out of steel. Damn it, dupes. Turn that off. Of course they did. I have the steel. I just didn't use it. Yeah, check your config files and percent app data, percent check for star rail, and then see how your configs are set up. If the configs are messed up again, it's probably just an issue with the actual launcher. I've had a couple games do that before, and it's literally just the config files breaking. Or just not updating with an update, and then the thing just doesn't... It can't locate them, and it won't create new ones. Yeah, you might need to wipe the config file for, like, your video settings, audio settings, and all that, and just let the thing recreate them. Because it's most likely user-created config files causing a problem. Because if we can just launch the game without the client doing that, then normally that's probably what's happening. In most cases, I would say it's probably it. I thought it should be enough super kill it. I'm gonna leave it there just in case. Sorry, Pub, I need you to do this. Yeah, I know. It won't remove the config files. It's probably it's the launcher's configuration files when the game is launching, and it's trying to ascertain based on your user information that's saved on your computer. That's what's been happening with Trove lately. Happened in a couple other games I've had. It's an issue with Unity, as well as a couple other engines. Trove doesn't run on Unity, so, but it's definitely it's a wider scaled issue. Not enough. Genshin has temp files as well. I've had issues with it before. Very rare though. Okay, that's made it. Now we're good to go. Percent app data percent, and then look in local low. I think had Genshin. Or I don't know if there's one in roaming. It'll just say it'll be in the it's either in local low or it's in roaming. It should be in there. And it'll just be by the same name. I think it's Holyoverse. Shouldn't be doing tech support while I'm streaming my thing. Give me a second. Roaming. Where is Holyoverse? For it. I'm just talking, so. I don't know where Star Rail is. But miHoYo is in app data local. That was the Genshin Impact beta from way back. Holyoverse is also there. Yep, and there's the cache. I don't know where Star Rail is. Remember, I don't play Star Rail. I can tell you where Genshin is, but I can't tell you where Star Rail is. I would assume it's in the same file hierarchy, but again, no clue. Not off the top of my head. Also, how much diamond do we have? This is not actually going to be enough. I need to reach it down. And technically I need to diagonally do it the whole way up. But yes, I don't know where Star Rail is. Remember, I don't play Star Rail. I couldn't tell you at all. I have no idea. Okay, this is absolutely going to freeze this system. Where's that? Need to deconstruct this. Deconstruct you. We'll need to put petroleum up here. So I'm just gonna let the water freeze out, and then we'll replace it with petroleum. Yeah, if you can find the config or cache files, that should be what you're looking for. It's most likely the... Yes, when you relaunch the client, it should create a new cache folder for all of your account information. You will need to relog back in, obviously. It should create the new one. Again, I've had that happen before, so it's looking through it. Yeah, just nuke the entire folder. When you try to launch the launcher, it should create a new one. Just keep it in your recycle bin, just in case. So much power. So much troubleshooting. Good. Okay, so that should eventually overheat all of the water, so I don't need to worry about it. This should eventually start producing more phosphorite. The only real problem that I have right now is that it's too hot. I legitimately need to connect you to you. And then connect you to you. Like so. This inputs that way, overheats, melts. This gets put in, this gets cooled down, and then goes out that way. Anything else that does make it through should also go that way. Ah, it's jank, but it works. You, I need to... Why are you 0? Just say, like, it should be 4%. You need to make sure my timing is correct on this so I don't easily overload the system. Okay, those delivered. Drops it on the ground, which is expected. Yeah, it should work now. It was probably the user data got corrupted because of the last update that it just exploded. As I said, I've seen this happen before in other games where it's like the client data in the cache is not the same as the updated data that the game actually wants. So the client loader just blows it up in your face while the game can still run. It's really annoying. Those are really stupid that that can even happen, but it does. Normally clearing out the cache makes it work. Okay, this is now fully working. I hate building phosphorus boilers because the amount of energy that is created is ridiculous. It's the fact that it's technically taking like 1,000 degrees and then turning it into almost 6,000 degrees. That's pretty much what's happening. It's not actually what's happening, but that's the equivalency of how I can describe how much energy is actually being created. I do believe we are actually losing a little bit, but only due to state change when the vacuum occurs. That's the only time I think that we're actually technically losing temperature. We're not losing mass, thankfully. Actually, to be honest, probably just add a wall here so only the dupes that can access can go in that way. Oh well. Either way, that should be functional. This is all running without much issue. Lowered the temperature there. Push that out for petroleum at a later date. You're purely venting the CO2 at this point. Probably should up the rate at which we're getting rid of it. We will see. Thinking about reclaiming the water from this system. So it's nice to see our shine nymphs are actually doing pretty good. Radiation is fairly safe, but they are tamed, which means they're off the list. What is that? Gassy Moo and Oak Shell. That's it. And that one's done. Do need to tame a gassy move for that one alone. Get a room, luxury barracks, and build a hospital. I have to actually build it. Damn it. Oh well, we'll get around to it. Ooh, glass. Check the deep certificate. Oh, that's pain. A Gossman with animal lover and ranching. Only 4, but oh, game, don't tempt me with this. Don't tempt me with a good dupe. I need the glass. I need it on another planet, but god damn it, that's actually really a good dupe. Ah. Shoot. Aspen is very tempting. But I actually need to print glass over here in Syphilin. Like, we actually need it because I have to build out the rest of my stuff. And we gotta continue building out the asteroid protection system. You enjoyed how some of the holes have happened. I'm very tempted to spawn that dupe though. But I know we need the glass more than we need the dupe right now. I wouldn't mind having a 43rd dupe though. They're really good. Damn it. Game. Why are you so tempting? I have to take the glass for this because we're going to need it later. Damn, that is a very good deal. If she was at 6 and above, I would have taken her. I'm gonna be honest, if because the extra time it would take to get a 4 all the way on up is slightly annoying. Not the end of the world. Definitely up on the end. It's gonna be tight. There's no way around that one. No longer wasting oxygen over there. You need to filter the oxygen up here. Not wasting it. I'm mostly just trying to optimize the base at this point where we don't have to worry about it, and I can also keep working on our nuclear production. Because that needs to keep going. I need to push that to like, what, 50? I think it's about 50,000? Alright, what, 28,000 right now? It needs to go to 50,000 so we can be producing enough. Yeah, we're 30,000 at this point. I keep leaking more and more nuclear waste everywhere. Oh no. What I do not understand though? What happened in Faust? Why it worked when user account control was enabled and was freezing when it was turned off? Don't know. Weirdness. All needs to be stated on that one. Oh, perfect timing. I had a feeling one of my rockets is going to be ready soon. Okay, you come back. Cargo limit. Sputnik 4 is almost done. Yeah, pretty much. Probably just a user permissions issue. That's my best guess. That's temperature check. 19. Okay, there, for now. I really gotta temperature control that better. Like, I fully admit it needs work. Negative 60. Yeah, when we get this back down to almost absolute zero, then I'll switch the cooling back into this room. And we should be good to go for the rest. Do not take the shovel egg, please. Oh no, a delectable. Damn it. No. We do not have a critter mutator. This base is too old for it, so sadly I can't fix that one. We can't revert him back to his normal state. Kind of screwed. Need to mop that up. How is the cooling process going? It is working. It's very slow. There's natural cooling based off of material coming through the area. And eventually I will need to ship this steam out of here. Probably encapsulate this with the liquid lock here. Turn all this back into water. And then re-enable our ability to enter this room by making an access point through here. Eventually we'll need to plasticize this side of the wall. And we'll have our entry point to the nuclear reactor this side. These over here. Primary cooling loop over here. That's the plan anyway. But this actually needs to be incorporated into the steam room, and this actual steam needs to be slowly filtered out. I need to bring it back down to about 20 kilograms per tile. Giving it a 700 is just bad. This is extreme overkill. I can fully admit it. Flat out. Too much. Way too much. I do need to actually process the saltwater, guys. That's one of the bigger issues I need to do is I need to incorporate the saltwater into a heating process so I can clean it out. I also need to plug the pixel packs into something to stop them from being needed. Any place I can put a switch. It's not going to cause a problem. Technically there. Yes. Get that done. Then we'll open our blueprints and see what's going on. And come on, Joe. You can do it. We believe in you. I'm pretty sure your construction is terrible. Yeah, we've gotten you to level 3 with a -3 debuff. Okay, those are all off. Now I can do... There we go. These displaying black. Fine. There we go. That should increase the core value a bit. Yep. So main base is doing actually okay on the decor value. A lot of it is pretty green. I'm pretty sure I can't get all of it to that, but we can damn well try. Okay, so that takes care of most of those problems. I need to oxygenate the heck out of this place. Do we have a beam of oxygen that I can borrow? Kind of not. Actually, I should be able to just add a vent right here, right? Yes. Great, we're doing that. Hopefully this will push the hydrogen up and the chlorine down. And I should hopefully be able to vent the rest. Shouldn't be too big of an issue. So we'll just add more of our vent here. Got the excess oxygen. I do need to clean this vent up as well. You separate you two. I can probably just take this Straight down. And probably incorporate this pipe into this pipe. Just vent that straight up, actually. And this finally gets rerouted over to here. And we can reroute this one at a later point for this ejection point. Yes. So this bridge can go. We no longer need it here. So deconstruct that. That does mean we can take this pipe. I guess just connect it straight here. That way that'll all link up together. Yes. So this one will regulate our primary steam room for our industrial brick. The other vent will also connect and eject gases. Yeah. Steam output from there and steam output from there. When we have to utilize the reactor's output amount, in case we start dumping more water in here, we can now just do that. And we should also be able to continuously vent this stuff. Okay. I need to put in a pressure sensor. Remove the cycle sensor, it's no longer needed. How old are you? Goodness, 1446.6. Been a long time. Pretty sure some of these steam turbines, yeah. Some of them are 2,119.9 cycles old. Oof. I'm kind of impressed that you can actually melt a printing bud. No lie, that's still freaky. Even to this day. Knowing that that is a thing you can do is just like, yeah, no, we're never doing that. We can, we're just never gonna do it. Ever. Also, I need to constrict that. I don't think we're gonna need this vent here. Everything else is so far taken care of. Okay, we should be able to get that done, and that should dramatically improve our overall ability to vent the nuclear reactor and keep everything kind of baseline functional. Pip, did you plant there? Dead. Oops, I need that removed. Also, you may remove that one plastic tile. Okay, one pile is open. Once this is all completed, like Clean up all this extra we have. And then I gotta come down here and start building more natural tiles again. Because all this wheat has to be finished at some point. I also really need to crush that. Just, there's one tile of it. And it must die. In all honesty, it's gotta go. More fun and interesting thing is I do need to dig this up. We do need to analyze it, because I need my sulfur geyser. This might be the only thing that can actually help me cool this entire area down to 126 degrees, or was it 120? No. Change. I always forget the state change in sulfur. It'll superheat. Yeah, 115.2. If I can get this stuff to absorb heat and then vaporize into space, eventually the geyser will only be putting out at 165.2, and then we can possibly cool it down to cool down the rest of the environment. Thankfully, sulfur is a very useful resource. Oh. Yeah. I haven't made sulfur gas in a while, but, yeah, why not? Let's just let the pip do its thing. Which I can be Talon before I do mine. I'm gonna up the priority on that. I was gonna get stuck. We should no longer be leaking nuclear waste into the base. Okay, I think we're safe. I'm very tempted to vent this CO2 down there. Actually, we've already almost... Huh. Already almost removed 10 kilograms of gas. We're not actually producing that much CO2. It's only running when we need power. But now we have pretty much infinite power, so... As long as I have water, we have infinite power. And we kind of have an infinite water supply for the most part. If I could reclaim some of the water, then I could do it even better. But that would require a little bit of something. I would need to incorporate another steam turbine over on this side, and then incorporate that into water reclaimment through an probably 2 aqua tuners down here. Just create more steam and vaporize everything, and then send the water through the system and cool it down. Nope. Oh, 3. You're still 4. Why are you over? How? How were we 7 over? Normally we're 6. Actually, normally we're 4. How did you get? Yeah. Damn it, door. It was too powerful. Just slightly. Just enough to cause me a gripe. Now you're still cold. 36, 220, 290, 340, 270. Okay, screw it. 401. We'll leave it at 401 and hope that it stops exploding. Because it is very annoying when it blows up like that. Stop being a nuisance. Is this enough time for an activation? Bigger question. Okay, so you can 5 to 4. Okay, yeah, it's got to be 5. 5% is our limit. It's a little bit through. 600 kilograms at max. That should convert. Oh no, it didn't get warm enough. Some of it did, but not all of it. Okay, so that's got to go up. Just a tad. Ooh, current load. It's currently... What is overdoing it? Wire bridge overload. That's the... Well, actually, no. These are only 240. Oh. What the heck overloaded you? You ran for a second. That was it. You're always going. Maybe the door turned on too far? The only thing I can think of. Awkward, but okay. Pretty sure the phosphorus more tweaks. Does help that we're freezing up. Like eventually everything but the crude oil should be cold. Or at least cooled down enough. Okay, there we go. I do need to switch this over to... Oh, put it in there. I need to switch this over to a gas sensor. But as it stands, I think we're good now. Yeah. Shoot. Okay, so what is causing my over? I know we've got a lot on this line. Can I dip for another line? That's the bigger question. I think we can. I think I can be cheeky with this one. And then separate there. And I might be able to connect this one. Keep those separated for just a second. I'm not deleting any natural tiles as far as I can tell. We should be safe on that front. Nope, yep, we had water leakage again. Damn it. How? It's 56.6 degrees. How? In the machine that caused the problem? Actually, no, that would require repairs. It is getting close to Steam value, but I have no idea. Either way, this is the one that keeps having water breaking into this. Well, it's enough to cause a problem. Well, I'll have to connect that one as well. Okay, that's fine. And once all this is made, I'll separate the connector there. This will connect to our lower battery system, which is running one filter and one. I still feel like I need to start filtering the O2 back into the base. We are getting CO2 over here. Limited quantities. Okay, now then, let me do this. 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 That removed a lot. That added a lot to that. So this should stop overloading. Hopefully. Dumping there. Batteries operational. Upgrading these. I need to figure out what's causing that, but we can filter the system whenever it happens. Should be fine. Okay. 401 is the safe range. We're imparting so much energy that it's actually causing a problem. Actually a good thing, but yeah. I really need this thing to be flickering more so than anything else, but it gets so hot so fast. I think we're just imparting and then dumping. Imparting and then dumping. So it's working through. Reasonably. Orb is just alive, so we need to worry about him. Now I want to put some slicks to deal with this build up. A possibility. Oh yes, I do need a gas element sensor, and I need to set that for CO2. How we can fit some CO2 out of the system and then not have to think about it. Nice that we can actually make so much. Need it at this time. So it's just gonna get vented to space. It normally does. We finally clean up all the nuclear waste. Kind of. There's still bits of it everywhere. 32,000 kilograms is 5,015. Putting me at 278 recycled. Do we have the power for this? Yes, we do. Okay. So both of those can run. Actually, bigger question. Can I run everything without nuking my primary line here? I have a lot of materials that just needs to be blasted off into... I think we can. And it's all stuck into the primary loop, so I think we're good. I mean, that's 6,000 watts. Oof. Oh, 8 kilowatts of energy. I love petroleum boilers. They're great. And then they turn into sour gas boilers, and then they become insane. Both of which are nice. Now, Infaust, what did you do? This time. I have concerns. Okay, here's our true phosphorus operating. Super hot to cold. Okay, still nice and working. Matters. Oh my god, so many Baku. Shit. I actually need Baku. We have an almost infinite supply of food here. I'm gonna put the Baku. Sure you guys are actually wild and happy. Okay. I could shove them there. I don't think we could fit more of them in here. What's this room size? Well, actually, no. It is connected to space, isn't it? Yes. Yes, it is. I guess we could do main base. I could just put more Paco here. Oh, and it's such a odd reason to remove my real tech. Up. Moved. There's one problem. What did you do? Infaust, what the hell did you break this time? Apparently today's stream and episode for YouTube is literally Infaust tech support. Wonderful. Great. Damn it, man. Oh, that's... yeah. I think that should actually solidify itself. Don't worry about it. It might overflow, though. Got Paku and liquid lock. That's not good. I have plenty of Paku over there, and they're completely self-sustaining. Rudabo, I'm pretty sure, is also good. Well, we moved all the Paku over here, right? Yeah, we did. Safe, like I thought it would be. Well, they're getting closer to getting done. Only I could have gotten water over to the other side. I can put Paku here, though. They're technically going to be in the... They're going to be in the, well, the meat container. But they can go there. There's Net Framework 4.5 reported. I have no idea. For Net Framework to not be supported and all of that, I have no idea. Like, normally when something's not supported like that, Windows just fucking doesn't work with it. Which tells me it's probably not installed to begin with, like, effectively. AKA, it's gonna have problems, it's gonna cause problems, and it's gonna be a nightmare to work around. Nope. Gonna have another eruption shortly. Hey, you're fine. Just one of those, like, oh my god, so much tech support requirements. Just because I play Action Not Included does not mean I am purely tech support, god damn it. It's not my job. There it goes. Boom. Steam explosion. It should, but it doesn't mean it actually does. I can't get water to it fast enough. It's trying. I should really scoot this stuff. Like, it needs to be moved so it can actually maintain its heat. It's actually a problem. Yeah. You need to be moved there. I'm gonna have Thea do it. Any metal that's directly underneath a volcano, if you're trying to warm up an area, you want to scoot it out of the way. Especially over time, because the amount of heat when it touches each other, will it'll disintegrate the actual temperature. You gotta be careful about that. That tells me it was never programmed properly. No lie. Probably was never programmed right. And yes, this will eventually steam off, so I have to be careful about it. I do need the water removed from this thing. At least eventually. Could probably actually crush the water on this side. And that side. Oh wait, he's actually doing it. Never mind, we'll let request. Chlorine is building up. I need to make it warmer in there. Base actually needs to be cooler. 23 degrees. 31. Yeah, granite piping is not working today. Okay, that's overkill. We don't want to. Okay, that should be a lot better. I'll replace those with radiant gold, so it should be more stable. He's already moved that one. Scooting this one over. I'm sorry, Thea, you have to do this, but we literally must move this material, otherwise it's not going to be warm enough to help us with our endeavors. Sorry, dude. Notice how it's liquid, and then it starts converting into solid, and then the temperature just disappears. This is also a way you can technically delete heat, but I would never really recommend it, because you're better off utilizing it, rather than accidentally compressing it out of existence. Okay, there we go. That's 1,000 degrees. And as it's adding mass, it's still cooling down. That should dramatically improve the temperature around. Good. Remove 4.8, install 4.5, 4.8. Probably just be careful. Messing with drivers in the registry without doing registry adjustments is probably going to cause a problem. That'll work for the weekend. And Faust, you and I probably know that you're probably going to forget about this. 700 kilograms. And 32. Okay. Yeah, sorry about that, we have to move it, otherwise it's not going to generate enough energy. This is actually why I installed all of the automation pieces beforehand, even though we didn't have the pressure. I needed to make sure that they could reach directly underneath the volcano. So you could remove the iron and allow the system to fully heat itself. Otherwise we'd just lose temperature. That would suck. already up to 20 kilograms. We're slowly getting there. Eventually the battery planet will be a battery. It's gonna take a little bit. I do need to crush this out, and I need to crush that brine out. If I can get rid of those two, then I should be okay. So how is the nuclear refueling station going? Slowly. The fact that we can run all of these now is so nice. You'll have no idea how happy that makes me. Okay. That's it for carbon dioxide. The carbon dioxide does have to be removed. Should be fine. Okay, so almost all of it converted, but a tiny amount, and then it immediately goes up. Damn it. It's so close. I need to adjust the temperature and timings. The biggest issue is that the phosphorite turns into positive energy. Trying to map that out and get it right is going to be a little hard. This needs to be unbreathable gas. Steam. There we go. Do the entire thing. Wait. What? This is disconnected. Was it not? Mild confusion. There was steam in the system. There wasn't steam in the system, and then there was steam in the system, and somehow it backflowed? I'm confused. Also, I was pretty sure I disconnected that earlier when I disconnected this one. I went doop doop and then doop. Connected. You're connected there. You are disconnected, and you are disconnected, right? Like that. Yeah. How did that allow steam to go I'm confused. There's no gas, right? You exit there. You can get sent out that way. Filter system is working. Okay, water is there. We did get the steam into the system, and then it got stuck on the filter. This bad boy does not run any power unless it needs to actually filter. It should no longer filter ever. Some of the natural gas, obviously, we had 2 blobs of it eject, but all of that's just going to vent into space. Oh no, the natural gas is actually releasing enough. It has enough atmospheric pressure to cause the steam to cool down. Shit. It's just barely enough. Okay, I gotta fix that. It legitimately is just enough to cause me a problem. It is insulate the entire pipe there, and we should be good to go. It's all fully accessible too. This is quite insulated. I could almost utilize the petroleum to warm up the water as well. Like, looking at this, I could probably take this pipe straight across, up, over, and then back through the pipe through the actual petroleum generators, and that would work. It would inject the extra energy into it so it'd steam off faster. Kind of funny. Think, wait a minute, I could totally do that if I really wanted to. All that system water is slowly refilling the system as well. I don't want to just vent the steam out and let it just recondense down here. We could totally do that. We could just recapture it down here. Problem is, it's going to be like 70 to 90 degrees, so not great, but I know it'll help us get rid of the ethanol. Definitely up there on the list of things we could definitely do that would be really, really stupid to do, but also funny. Let's reconstitute all of our steam. Yay! Is it a good idea? Meh? Kind of. Very. All of our construction is still higher up. Oh yeah, why? Pass out there. Come on, dude. I see the dibs are finally getting around to getting this built. So that's a good sign. I'm pretty stabilized. Have we mostly gotten rid of the polluted oxygen? I think we have. Yeah, there's only little tidbits here and there. Good. And over here, of course. Well, that's all working pretty well, actually. Probably need to clean up the CO2. Where's it even? Oh, yeah. From there. Like, where's all the CO2 coming from? And it's like, oh, yeah, from there and there. Up here. Not exactly venting this down here. I probably should be. Yes. We should definitely be venting that down there. Also because carbon skimmer. To do that. Now they're slowly getting that one set up, so hopefully soon we'll have that operational. Stella should be done with their operation. So they can begin the trek back. Or mugs for the mug bin. I wish that they would add another object for space, but... And auto repair while we're actually this. What's our mass at? My backup. Oh, we're so close. We're so close to 100,000 rads per cycle. We need more rads on the other spot though, but definitely getting there. Oh man. Inching closer. It must be stronger than my research reactor. I do not care. That's all I need. Right, temperature check, negative 198. 70 more to go, and then we can switch back to the system. Apparently is actually warming up. Hold up. What? The abyssite actually affecting it now? Rock. 90 degrees. Somebody needs to use the restroom, and they're glitching the heck out. Okay. Sure. Let me lower the priority on that, so whoever needs to go to the bathroom goes to the bathroom. One of you needs the toilets right now. Oh, how about he needs it? Okay, he should be fine. Check our bleeds. Now that we've got everything under control for the most part. Obviously, minor tweaks here and there. Basic orange pants jam. What do we get? Nope. Doctor of the Custers. Already have it. I'll take it. You. Something to dismantle. Also, I did want to go check and see where Jean was sitting. Back. Jean, where are you? Oh no! Your outfit is not showing. I am sad. Damn it. Of course. Jean, wait, where are you taking me? Jean, your mess table should be over here. Are you filling the fridge? Okay, he is filling the fridge. Okay. It's like I see him digging the food, and I'm like, "There's space food. What are you doing?" You can just leave, but you don't need to. You don't need to repair that yet. That's so sad. You can't. If you give them the extra snazzy outfits, their actual underlying outfit does not show up. Jane, don't fall asleep in the vacuum chamber. We have it space exposed for a reason. You're not supposed to sleep in here. I don't care how cozy it is in the airlock. Don't fall asleep in the airlock. Go left. Right. Remember Gene actually has a bed in here somewhere. I don't think he does. He doesn't need one. I just wish he tried to stop falling asleep in the airlock. Nope. You guys again. Eventually we'll tame a poke shell. But that's not much of a... Duty. 5. Somebody should come around and pick him up and scoot him into the room. I don't need to think about it. Oh no, Cerberic's sick. Man down. Thanks, dope. And it's still warming up. It's gotta be the insulated pile slowly depreciating its energy into the water. You guys are perfectly reasonably fine. You're draining your water quite quickly, but your bathrooms are mostly taking care of it. Did we get a plant over here yet? We have one. Yeah, he's not gonna make it. Crap. Let me put one there. Move the fridge. I need you. That. That. This one. Move you here. And move you here. I'm so happy we have the move to command now. Like, dupes, just grab them and scoot them over there. So much better. Like, I don't have to friggin' like lure them. I don't have to do anything. You just click on them and move them. Such a nice update. This makes like getting critters where they need to like where they absolutely have to be so much easier. Thank goodness. Yeah, I know. You don't like being scooted, it's fine. Okay, we need cooking ingredient, sweet wheat, 1 kilogram. I just need to mess with their AI so that they don't like completely fuck up here. Actually, we'll do 3. You. Okay, so that should keep them safe. I need cooking ingredient all. Should be able to remove this finally. Here is no longer needed. Oop. This needs to be off. There we go. Okay. Yep, should be able to plant that one. Once we do, I will come back in and remove that. I'll need to clean it up. I put all of these 7s. Okay, this should all be nice and sorted, and this will take care of this floor. Then comes the fun part of building yet more copper ore natural tiles down here. By a set of 2, and then we do the same process. Tedious, but it definitely is worth the effort. Because it's completely free food, besides a little bit of super coolant. That's it. That's the only downside. Just once you get super coolant, it's super easy to do. Heck of a lot more efficient. So the bigger question. Okay, that should all be safe. All outside of the radius. You're gonna go plant. You have 2 cycles left to live. Come on, Pip. Come on, do your job. Oh man, I'm hoping. I am really hoping. Oh, got our blueprint. Let's see, what do we got? Hey, juicy blueberry. We already got that one last time. Still pretty good with it. How are you guys doing? Fine. You doing it? Yes! Thank you, Pip. Good, Pip. You've done almost the entire row by yourself. Your AI really didn't like me very much, but I'm okay with that. The only downside, I don't think you can finish it. You might, but you're 1.8 cycles away from dying of old age. You've done a good job, buddy. And you even popped out an offspring, too. Oh, good job, Pips. Okay, once all that's done... let me up the priority deconstruction orders on these. I'll leave that one for now. Need to clean up. Oh, Cactus, you coming to help? I'll grab that. One of my tubes yoinked the sleep weight. You. And here you're delivering. Now. Move. And then build. There you go. Please don't lock yourself in the room. I get it, there's food there, but you can't eat that until it's cooked, so don't even think about it. Oh, look at your face, and it's like, oh, Cactus, don't even try it. I know what you're about to do. Don't even think about it. Ladders back in. Access properly. I want to actually decorate this place like actually just on a regular basis, but the entire thing should just be automated so I don't have to think about it. We have 1 tile left. Yep. You have 1.6 cycles left to live. Can you finish my floor? This little space all to yourself. I will hope that you do. And yes, for anyone wondering, this is the layout that you would normally want to do. This is just designed around how the pips actually do their AI. And for auto sweepers, just put them in between. They can reach the upper floor and the lower floor. I just use ladders to allow the dupes to get around a little bit easier. .5 cycles remain. Is he doing it? Doing it. Planting seed. The pip has done it. He cleared an entire floor by himself. Thank you, Pip. I wish you could actually do something for your Pip. Right. Like any of the critters can do. When they do something correctly. Is there any kind of like critter feeding treats we can give them? And then they've never added anything for them. Little sad. Just a little. Order. That's got to stay so I get rid of the plastic. Yeah, that can go out. You know what? I'm gonna keep them around just so that way we can refill this when we need to do the next 2 sets, and then the 2 after that, and then the last 2. I don't know if we'll do another set after that. Like, this is gonna be more than enough food for, I think, all of my dupes, and probably the tree combined. If I fully encapsulate the entire thing here. It's definitely more than enough, for sure. .7 cycles everywhere in 23.8. Oh god. I'm gonna have liquid sulfur spewing out of this thing. Average output 1.5 kilograms. Yep. Sulfur geysers are great. Problem. They're very, very, very powerful. Downside, getting access to them is a pain in the ass in most playthroughs. They're amazing, but they are an absolute nightmare to work around. Spicy tofu or a citrus spandex suit? Do I have a plumber? Do we have a plumber that does not have an outfit yet? Where's we're grabbing the spicy tofu? Let me check the new dupes. I think they were going for... Yeah, you were going for mechatronics. Same with you. He's also my builder. My generalist dupe that can do everything. You were doing that one. I guess you're also my plumber now. Congratulations. We'll give you crop tending for that. Improve strength so it'll help you get around the base more. I need to give you suit. Which will be that one. Yeah, I guess Moisty will actually get the suit. Much as I kind of want to give them the spicy tofu, I think it's worth it. Because biohazardous trypophobia, not really good. Okay. Let's see. Moisty, where are you? Okay. And congratulations, you have gained the plumber suit. Good job. Soon you'll be able to actually empty pipes for me. In case of actual emergencies. Should be fine. We're so close. The water is to 92 degrees. Ah, I want it all steam. I want all of this steam, and I never have to think about it again. Because once it vaporizes, it can never cool anything ever again. It'll stabilize. It's so close. Oh, it's so close. And yes, water is hot. There's no getting around that one. Cool it down efficiently. I think I need to add more cooling over here in the tiles. I want this to stay around 24 to 25 degrees. Obviously, the nuclear waste needs to be above 26.9. Means I also need have its primary cooling loop stabilized around that temperature. Yeah. 28 is a perfectly reasonable. I need the supercoolant to actually absorb more energy, so mostly why I'm just kind of piping it around the base and hoping it sucks up some materials. Needs to stay kind of lime greenish to yellow. Right around in the yellow range is where I need most of my base at. Not quite 30, but right below. Anything above 26 is fine. That's already up to 7. We're imparting energy. Just very slow. Operational, so we can send food over and not have to worry about it. You guys holding up. Besides the CO2 buildup, I think we're doing pretty good over here. Aku are nice and safe. Food is continuing to go up. Mostly eating the cooked seafood, and all of our backup mushrooms are existing. Water still flowing? Yeah. For now. I'll be a little bit careful on that one. No, like, standard water generation on that planet, so I have to be very, very mindful of it. 34,000. We're up 2K. Good. Keep going. I need more. I can't speed up the process any faster than I already am. The nuclear waste using a nuclear reactor and everything else. It is a slow, tedious, and effective process, but it is slow and tedious. Really no other way to describe it. We're trying. 24 tons. Oof. Okay, let's pull out that petroleum there. Pretty much send the petroleum wherever the heck I please. Re-aim that there. Gene's rocket is already ready to go for the next target. Let's see. Where does Gene need to go this time? Artifacts available from copper ore. So we need to grab ice, solid oxygen, solid carbon dioxide, or copper ore. I think we're gonna take the copper ore. We call back the crew. Launch sequence when Gene gets there. Oh, there's Gene. He's having a sparkle streaker moment. Oh god. And he's getting the suit. Oh no. Yeah. Yeah. He was having a moment there. Punch it, Gene. My frame rate starts to dip as he's hitting the button. Oh no, not the autosave. No. Damn it. I wanted a clean nighttime rocket launch. Oh man. Oh well. At least we have a clean rocket launch on day 2703. I guess that counts. That's a percent oxygen. That's a water problem? Ow. That was a water problem. For a split second. We were cleaning it. Yeah, 200,000 germs getting cleaned. Yep. Minus 16,000. Half-life 11 seconds. Yeah, pretty much. Nice and clean water system. Downside is it does take a little bit to run. We can run a little low in the oxygen in the Rodriguez over there. But it does completely clear out almost everything. And the chlorine is down to grams and almost completely removed. Oh god, I just realized. If I end up booping a hole in one of these, it's gonna explode. You know what? I'm kind of interested to get rid of, to open up this oxygen here. Just poke a hole in the temperature, please. I wish to this. There we go. Well, it is leaking out. But surely. Stupid hot. Was it because the auto sweeper? Sleeps on a pile of nuclear waste. Okay. Radioactive bees are ridiculously powerful. Pretty sure we no longer need these here anymore. I mean, they are venting the oxygen into the other room, which is good. But I can just open the door now. I may need to crush some of the chlorine up, though. Well, yeah. It pretty much needs to go. Very tiny. This also needs to be completely good. Like at one point, I'm just like, I gotta redo all my air pipes. continuous pressure values. It should all distribute properly. I think we're good to go. Let me separate you and you. That's now connected. This is now connected. This branches over here, and this goes all the way on up here and vents out there. So this is now controlled. This is controlled. None of them go towards the base. That needs to be separated. This pipe goes down. And can connect, I guess, here. If I really want to utilize it, we can do this. Eventually this will just connect there. I think we've got it. That's why I send our gas through here. Might need this pipe after all. Oh, maybe not. Not down to here anyway. I can use this one for my CO2 output. And then connect it to... Well, no, that wouldn't branch properly. I think I just gotta get rid of it. I was like, wait, no, I can't merge my CO2 here without it doing some janky things from time to time, so probably best not to do it there. Oh. Stella has returned with yet another mug, as expected. Just keep coming back with mugs. I really wish that they would come back with like eggs and like the fossilized pieces and stuff, because that's perfectly fine by me, but it's the fact that they just keep coming back with eggs. Or sorry, with the actual mugs there. They used to come back with these guys. Fossilized hatches. This. Okay, egg-shaped rock. And also I believe the small like 3 plus the mug. Watches. Came back with watches regularly. Now it's just mugs. It's always mugs. Come back with so many mugs it hurts. It's like we used to have random items. Now it's just mug. Nothing but mugs. Everything is mugs. I don't mind it, but it's kind of fun. I'm almost tempted to put mugs around just to improve the decor value. Can shove one in there even though no one ever really goes in there. And a couple there. And all needs to be filtered, so I can't really place it there. And storage base. Another mug there. Already trying. Trying, not succeeding, but it is trying. Give it that. I also need to decide where we're going to put the hospital. Because I need a hospital for the achievement, but we're not going to keep it. It's not worth keeping. I could technically repurpose this a little bit, but Not completely. Medical equipment, mess hall, no industrial machinery, toilet. I mean, we could get rid of this triage cot, and I could shove a toilet in there. We keep getting people lately injured, so I kind of have to keep putting people into the system. How many micro injuries have we had? Many injuries. Nothing too serious, except for a couple of instances where someone made a massive oopsie, or walked in front of a Radioactive laser beam. Because we had many of those, up to the point where I ended up making an OSHA safety OSHA safety lock here. I would stop violating it. No one stand in front of the particle beam. Ever again. I don't want to see that ever. Right. All of our piping is completed. Nuclear waste is still being sent. Polluted oxygen here and there. Going up. Those guys are running full bore. Good. Flowing. Water is still flowing. We're still water positive. Dealing with overpressure though. Safe. Frozen. I need to put a bunch of petroleum there. Really need you guys to do this, please. Yep. Pop those real fast. Those temperatures in here. Okay, I think I've stabilized the time. I'm not completely certain. 70 seems to be the mark. Had no more crude oil coming in. Cooling it down. And I think it's pretty stable. Oops, guys, gotta get that done. NEA steam. Vented, good. Okay, much better. Yeah, 116, you guys were literally in like 300 to 400 degree liquids. And gases. Fine. Ships can handle 1,000 degrees. I don't really need to worry about that. That's hot. Buddy. Your suit handles 1,000 degrees. 100 is nothing to you. almost have this one done as well. Shine bugs are crap now. You know what? That's fine. Good job, dupes. Got our crude oil back up and running. All nice and spaced. Should not overflow, so get there. I think we're golden. I also need to convert all this iron ore. Well, no, actually. I have an unlimited supply of refined iron. Should not use the other. Can use it for this. Already. There. Bigger issue. More tanking. There goes all my steel again. Oh my goodness. Okay. Oops. Please bring me my little squeaky pups and stop releasing them into that chamber. Like, oops. Why is there so many squeaky pups in the breeding chamber? But just the eggs instead of the actual breeding chamber. Thank you. How old are you? Been there a while. You. Move him in there. How old are you? 63. Move. So happy we can do this now. So much easier. And probably just kill off this one. Protection is only. Yeah. He might make one. Not a regular pufflet egg. He's just gonna put out a regular pufflet. Gonna leave him in there, I guess, for now. I'd rather have the fresh blood than the old one, but at this point I'm like, he's already at 21%, screw it. Like, why not? I was really thinking about just killing him off. You know what? Pub, why are you the one doing it? Yeah, thank you, Shiro. You're the digger. Got a laser beam. You deal with it. Like, you eradicate the problem. still doing with overcrowded? No eggs. We're at 7. Hmm. Okay, fine. Any elderly? Protection E5. How long are you gonna last? Ooh, a cycle. They're not gonna make it. Shoot. I can try. I can scoot this one out, one that's next to pub. Put them into the other chamber and see if they can make it in time. And you put them into the antechamber. Good. Up here. And have a tiny chamber to themselves. It might allow them to do a little bit better. Still think I should make a second chamber for the piggy pups over here. I really have been thinking about doing that. Okay, Squiggly's coming into it. Good. Refuel, welcome back. How goes it, man? Your dupe is doing perfectly fine. I know we're just kind of rearranging some puffs real fast. You guys still overcrowded anymore? Okay, good. 22. He might make it. Maybe. That's gonna be tight. I think the Squeevo's gonna lay an egg and then die instantly. That's gonna be really, really tight. Oh. Let's hope it works. Oh, then. There is Lexrod. Up. Ah. Yeah. There you are. The construction is all the way up to 6 in the skills. Skill 0 on excavation. Laying machinery is only 1. Athletics is 20. Science is 0. Cuisine is completely capped. Medicine 2 due to skill level. Strength is 6. 0. Agriculture 10. And has reason at 18. Actually almost capped. Nice. I wish I could see how many meals you cooked. Way too many at this point. Yeah, way too many. Yes, your dupe is doing perfectly fine. More. Let me go check on the nutrition. Flowing. Let's see. Power has been properly distributed now, so it's no longer exploding. And we are up to 37,000 kilograms. Ugh. Even with instantaneous transport, it's still not fast enough. It's getting there. It's just taking a while. A long while. Because nuclear waste distribution is a very slow process when our nuclear waste amounts are so little, even with everything running. Nope. We've hit the threshold. Yep, we've hit the threshold. Give me 1 second. I need to use this. That to that. Clear it. You to you, you to you. That one. Normalize. And this system should freak the heck out. Yep. And yes, I am actually utilizing supercoolant as my coolant on top of everything else. Don't worry about that. It's extreme overkill, and I'm okay with that. You need to get this thing down to not exactly freezing ranges, but I mean, if I can solidify all of this water into ice and then open it up, touch this, it should start freezing out everything. We'll probably just clear this, maybe these 5 tiles. We'll probably just do 4 to start. That way we can utilize this water to start cooling down the rest of this, and eventually we'll freeze out the entire area here and allow the bees to come in. All the snapfish probably frozen back down. Roger that, Infest. You have a good one. And hopefully I'll catch you next time. Yeah, that is very, very cold. Plowing through it. We are redlining our line. Oh. That's running. Oh no. Slightly concerning. Okay. Let me do Atmos sensor here. Everything else is nice and set. Plasticizing that whenever I see it. Nuclear waste is being properly distributed. We need to start filling up Stella's rocket. We really can't wait on these. Let's see here. Stella, you need to go. Where's that? Okay, you're locked in. Once your rocket gets filled, we should do for. We'll be good for another launch. All of this is safe now. I need to add ladder segment. That. These, added another ladder. Completely built out again. Moved. have so much cleanup to do down here on this base. Cactus, goddamn it. Good job, Cactus. Or so, good job, Auto Sweeper, for saving Cactus. Moron. Fine. Expected. Okay. So all of that is now completely locked in. Those are all clear. Those are clear. That's clear, and that's clear. Okay. So first two strips are completely automated. Everything is connected. Powered up. All we gotta do is build the next set. Time, but not too bad. Bad boy goes up in 7 cycles. New principles too. What do we get? Ooh, an oxyprint. Alright. Digging. Anemic. No. Tidying. Loud sleeper. Small letter. No. Small letter's fine, but not loud sleeper. They're also radiation eater, which I really wish was better ability. Ashkin with gourmet. No. Small bladder. Again. Negative. Not really positive. There. To be honest, it's actually kind of a positive because they can actually go to the bathroom more often, so they actually generate more water. It's only slight, but it is noticeable. But we did get an oxyfern. Almost tempted to take it here because we keep working with them anyway. And they do actually help clean up a lot of the CO2. But I think we're going to take it over here on Cola. Other ones. I think we need to probably get them set up using pips. Because, I mean, it's free oxygen. It literally converts CO2 into more oxygen than what's actually. Downside is you need technically 3.1 or 3.2 of both for a single. If I really wanted to, I could try to get a pip to plant here. Probably like all along to get it done. And have to make a bunch of tiles and do the other, do all the stuff that working. It wouldn't work though. Now the pips have been over here in their little cubby hole. Good pips. Very good pips. I do need to clean that up. Probably need another deodorizer here and here. There. That's pretty. That's about right. Kind of like hanging around. Stuff I need to clean up on this planet. This is the one that's nasty. So big. So big, and there's so much stuff I need to action. I just do it via the wall. Eventually clean that up. water leakage. Yeah, a bit. Just a wee bit of polluted water leakage. Nothing too serious. Oh, I think they finished it. Holy crap, they did. Hooray! Okay. Sensor check. Yes. That is plugged into the main spine. And I will need to flow supercoolant into this. Oh boy. And I also need to properly insulate. There's gonna be a steam turbine up here. There's really nothing I can do about that. I'll make this work. It'll work. It's just, I need the space. What? That needs to be insulated. That's fine. I have plenty of refined. We're out of plastic. Crap. Okay, we're actually out of plastic at Radioactive. Oh no. I'm never out of plastic. That's a problem. Build. Target's already locked. You have plenty of food. 23 kilograms. Yeah, you're good. And Mir's all ready to go whenever we want to go conquer the other planet. But that's all nice and ready. Yeah, Stella's ready for launch. Yep. Bunch of Stella. We have ore to resources to grind and then bring back because we need the achievement done. I'm about to build a third rocket. That one. Like our primary lander rocket needs to stay stable, but I need to build another rocket just to hack people into and get them drilling. Two drillers is absolutely not enough. Pretty good, but it needs work. You know what? Make a bunch more super equipment. I feel like I'm gonna need it. Screw it. Just queuing that up to make infinite. And we need that. Let's see here. Should be able to get that all nice installed. We have quite a bit of super coolant to fill the pipes with. So we're definitely gonna have to do that. How much plastic? Yeah, we have that. We literally have none. Okay. I know it must be done. Might cause some lag, but... Well, I need you guys to pack in all of the plastic. Like pronto. Pack this bad boy full of plastic. We have 2,487.7 tons of plastic. Probably a lot of that is going off to Rudabo because they really need it. And so many ladder segments and tiles that I need to get around with. Not looking too good on that front. Oh, looks like our oxygen system is nice and full again, for the most part. So let's get this area reoxygenated again. And we'll work around everything. How are you doing? 90... Oh, 89.7. Good. And we'll get that down further. See, how much polluted dirt do I still have laying around? We're not backing up on the line. So that's good. Problem is, I'm pretty sure... Yeah. Oh, crap. Yeah, it was expected. Can't even get it all on screen. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12. Okay, there's 12 25-ton piles of polluted dirt we need to get rid of. Okay. Not the end of the world, just a lot of dirt. A lot of dirt. Enzero! Welcome! And yes, you have. Now, we've got a little bit longer on the current episode. This is episode 157. Again, welcome. Currently loading in a crap load of plastic because Tripilla ran out. So we're gonna need a lot more anyway. Radiator's all working, everything else seems to be fully functional, and yeah. Catch up on live, but there's quite a few episodes. Yeah, I know. We're approaching the 2-year mark, by the way. On October 28th, it will be, the space will have its 2nd birthday. Hopefully we'll be done by then, because we're well over 800 hours into this. I wish the base numbers would have actually kept up, but it definitely didn't. This base will probably hit 1,000 hours in total. It just won't display it properly, as the game has slowed down considerably over time. It's mostly just pathfinding and the usual grittiness of how Oxygen Not Included likes to render everything. Sucks, but there's not much we can do about it. How goes... It's slowly working its way through. My pipe priority issue is going along. I really should move this over to the left here. Oh yeah. At this point, the only thing that could possibly happen is... we have one item of possible contention, which is our nuclear core. So for reference, I need to zoom this out so I don't blow anyone's eardrums out. But right now we are at 563,576.9 kilograms of nuclear waste in a single tile. And we have hit 92,992 rads. That's resulting in about 1,430-ish. Yeah, roughly. For the 2 inner ones, 900 on the out. And 1,025 on each corner. Really, the only real issue would be is if this thing glitches out. We've already had some glitches, but yeah. Fire it into the sun. I'm pretty sure this wouldn't possibly cause serious problems if we took this much mass and threw it at the sun. Mostly because that's uranium and, well, I don't think the sun's fusion can work with uranium. That's enough mass, in all honesty, in one tile that it would probably cause a problem. Because it would turn into plasma very fast. I have no idea what uranium plasma would actually do. Oh. Henry, why are you injured? Oh no, you had to run in with quantum tunneling crabs again, didn't you? Sounds like it's already a problem. I mean, in theory, it would technically already have formed a black hole, so... Yes. The good news is we're definitely using the radiation from it to power all of our machines, so I mean, it's not really that big of a deal. It's self-contained. It's not like anything's gonna melt over here. It's so much mass, it's not gonna change temperature. Like, I could throw as much supercoolant as I want on this tile, it would do nothing. I would have to make a second blob of supercoolant to roughly about the same mass of a lower temperature to even try to impact this much heat capacity. We're dealing with 7.440 heat capacity. You ain't cooling that. It's just, that is forever a stable temperature of 1.36. Sorry, 136C. There's just no way. Yes, it looks like Sandwraith got seriously mauled by the quantum tunneling crab problem again, even though they're not actually agitated. It was either that or the bees. Are we missing? Oh, we are missing some bees. And why did you? Should have went in there. Make sure you're not on the list. Are you on the list? Yes, you are. That's one. One sec. Yes, we've got our water down to 89. Working its way through. All of the pips are doing perfectly fine. Seems to be functional. Let me go check on Butalin's recharging core. We're almost past 40k. Almost. We do have enough power now that I don't really have to care much about anything. Our petroleum boiler is fully operational, and the phosphorus boiler is also fully operational. Now, the only real issue that I'm currently dealing with is trying to microtize the liquid phosphorus. So for reference, I know this has been brought up before for other people, but when converting phosphates, phosphorite, into phosphorus, you're going from a thermal capacity of 0.150 to, well, danger levels. It's going all the way up to 0.770. So it's almost 6 times the amount of energy when it converts. So there's really nothing I can do other than slow the amount of mass to try to reduce the amount of heating that we're actually getting. The best way I could describe this is, if you take this 1,400 degrees centigrade lava and it turned into stone and it became 6 times hotter, that's how much energy we're technically putting into the room. That's the best way I can describe it in layman's terms. Oh yeah, phosphorus is nasty. I have made a salt reactor back in the day. Salt reactors are not as effective. It's still pretty effective, but it's not to the same degree. Alright. Yeah. 0.7, and when you convert it into salt, it's still staying at the same range, but salt gas, yeah, salt gas is where you get a tiny increment increase. And this is where your energy is actually created. It's going from liquid to a gas. This bad boy is just going, ah yes. And by the way, that's only 100. This is 600. So yeah, be very mindful when you're converting liquid phosphorus. Because it's a little bit stronger than old salt. Just a little. So when you want to convert it for your labs, if you're doing, let me go over to Ebola. If you're utilizing the geotuners, they use liquid phosphorus, which is cooled down and becomes refined phosphorus. So if you want to run these bad boys, yeah, kind of only for a year. Oh, well, welcome back. They did a shitload of changes, which is all really good. Number one, geotuner. You can overclock your actual items now, your points of interest. You can't keep track enough to get beyond cycle 10? Well, you have my series that'll walk you through the entire process of starting by bootstrapping a base. Not kidding. I know quite a few people here. The episodes 1 through 5 have definitely helped people. But for new items, you do need to actually start creating liquid phosphorus from phosphates and then converting it into refined by cooling it down, because the fact that you can now overclock your geysers. You'll notice that cobalt is phosphorus, natural gas is abyssalite. The only way to get that in the DLC is space. Well, renewable, I should say. Gold geysers is refined, so you're going to need this stuff. Yeah, he stopped uploading because his channel got hacked originally, and then it didn't really recover. And also his 3D printing independent work really actually did kind of pop off, so he ended up leaving YouTube. I think it's been, what, 2 years almost? I just can't pull it off myself. Oh no. Well, there are ways to cheese the early game a little bit better. I don't know if I actually covered every single thing. I covered quite a bit in my early playthrough of this one. There's a lot more now than there was when I did the first episode. I will say that. Like, these little guys were introduced. This would have actually made carnivore possible. It's frustrating. But yeah, Cuddle Pips, very good upgrade. Nice to see them in. And yes, they do hug you. If you bring them all together, they will randomly activate, and when they do, they'll bounce around wanting a hug. And that's what you're seeing with these. They actually hug eggs, and they hug incubators. So they speed them up. And yes, I know. They actually added skins, by the way. If you've played Don't Starve Together, they added the outfit closet, but they also added skins for furnishings. So when you're playing, you can now get blueprints to actually get those. And with the last update, which just happened, what, last week, which was the big quality of life update, they added the supply closet. And if I go to all, you can now dismantle them and pick what you want. So whenever you get a duplicate of any of the items, then you can actually just dismantle it and get all the threads back. The one that I want, though, is this. Ever since they added them, I need it. It's actually frustrating. Like, we have the Draco one, and we have the poke shells. But I need that. I know, we actually just got the duplicate, and this one. These were the two that I need to recycle. There we go. And where's the blueberry one? That is. Yeah, we just opened these earlier today, and this. I think everything else is already been cleaned up. I know, I had pants, didn't I? No, that was actually. And yes, they added sweaters. The only issue I have with this is that it does not show up when your dupes are actually wearing their regular clothes. So you can't actually see it unless you can tell them to take off their actual super snazzy suits. In all honesty, it should actually overlay on top of them, but it doesn't. Anyone else injured from randomly running into bees or other things? Click it. How am I doing? Temperature check on the phosphorus melter. Yeah, it does such weird things. Like, I swear to God, phosphorite to phosphorus is such a weird system. It's like, oh yes, hot object over here. Melts. Goes through the line. No problems. It gets cooled down. Randomly converts something over here and gets super hot. And it just generates energy, so I'm like, ah! Actually, I had to limit the amount based on time rather than actually mass, just because of how annoying it is to accidentally generate too much energy. Yeah, petroleum boiler's running, no problem. The tanks are slowly filling. That's always pretty good. Back to fully operational. Okay, cool. So pressure is down. Probably should set this for a double, so I want to make sure that we have enough atmosphere that it's not too much of a problem. Get here. You to there. You to there. That one. They also, I should mention this, if you've been away from the game for about a year, they added the plier tool. AKA, they're calling it the cutter tool, or the disconnect tool. It's just the plier tool. The mod that everyone was using for a very long time, they finally just added it into the game. I always play unmodded, as I've always said, mostly because I want to have access to all the tools that regular people would have. And also, when I save the maps, they will be going to a Google Drive, so you guys can mess with them. Yep. Yeah, it was a very nice addition to vanilla, and I was like, thank goodness they finally added it. Because there'd been talk on the forums for a very long time about them adding it, and then they just kept not doing it, and it was just, fly. Just add it. Please, there's space on the UI. Just do it. Make all of our lives easier. There we go. Broke 40k. Yeah, it's really nice. The only thing I will mention is make sure you're in the menu when you want to do the cutting. If you are outside of it, and then you use the disconnect tool, you will disconnect everything. So you'll cut all the cables, all the pipes, all of the, like, everything. Yes, exactly. When you actually watch through my episodes, you're gonna see the way that we normally would deal with, like, pipe problems and the pipe priority issues with the game before the disconnect tool. And then when the disconnect tool comes out, you're gonna see me literally just breeze through everything way faster because it does not require like 16 liquid bridges in very specific locations to actually pipe stuff out. Like, I will be honest, the playthrough is perfect to show exactly what was required before the plier tool mod and the base vanilla disconnect were actually added, and then after. And it's great because I can just point to it and go, this is what we used to have to do. It sucked. It wasn't terrible, but it wasn't good either. So thankfully, that fixed 90% of all pipe problems. Like, thank goodness I don't have to worry about it. It makes me very happy. Also, this is technically a spoiler. I don't know how far you are into my actual playthrough on YouTube, but we did actually get the nuclear reactor to work underneath the actual neutronium, and with the patch before the quality of life update, so the one 2 weeks ago, they did fix the neutronium issue. So when you're watching through that, if you do end up continuing watching it, you will find a point where neutronium doesn't work like it's supposed to, and it was amplifying the amount of rads coming through it rather than preventing it. So we had a laser beam of death going straight up. And then that's why we had to put a giant thing of plastic here. Gotcha. Yes, yes it will. And yeah, thankfully neutronium is fixed now, but yeah, in my original testing it was very much an, oh god! Because the laser beam went all the way up to about here. So if anyone walked in front of that, it was amplifying it by about, I think it was 20%. Yeah, it was popping out at like 7K here, and over here is popping out at about 9. Yeah, yeah, 1 million dollar laser. Yes. But yeah, it was doing some super weird stuff over here because when the radiation was contacting this neutronium, I think it was 10, but on the other side of it, it was coming out at 100. So it was technically doing like a factor of 10 for certain areas, and the other ones it was just like 20% increase. It was very weird, and it didn't make any sense. Thankfully, it's been fixed. And also it means that this area, I don't need to grow radioactive plants here anymore. So we're pretty good there. I still have to come back to Rudabo, though, and I need to get a Nosh beam. It's really my only real problem. I need to cap this bad boy and actually, you know, get Squeaky Puffs over here to deal with it. But the main issue is I have to find a Nosh beam. Like, that is mandatory at this point. We're actually very close to being complete. Pull it up here. We need to build 1 hospital, 1 luxury barracks. We're going to ignore carnivore because that was just not possible to do in the initial patch. We need to do moving on up. I need 1 gassy moo. I'll tame a poke shell beforehand. 1 more on the honorary directorate. Yeah, finally 2 machines. This will take me 5 seconds the second we actually use one of the tuners. Down the hatch. Technically, I can probably just build one of these at main base for like 20 cycles and we should be fine. Job suitability. Again, not really a big deal. We are saving the defrosted dupe. Defrosted dupe is getting his own space station and he's going through the rift. It was his original mission in all my playthroughs, and that's what his mission is this time. So we're going to do that one. GMOK. This one's a pain in the butt. Not terrible, but mostly a pain in the butt. Mine the gap. We are working towards it. We are now at 803. Yeah. 803,102.8 kilograms worth of mass. We're almost there. And then Cluster Conquest. We need to land on 3 more planets with dupes. And obviously, I don't end my playthroughs until we have a working fully sustainable hot tub on every planet. Our defrosted dupe has to go through the rift, and we need a working hot tub everywhere. Those are my 2 win conditions. Technically, yes, but the problem is that I don't have a base over here yet. And when I say land on a base, when I say land on a planet, I mean build a base because I have to do it for my win conditions. Like, we were able to touch down, and we had no building materials other than the basics. So this place absolutely must be constructed. That's why I say 3. Technically, I also haven't touched this place, but the game counted it, which is another problem. And that's why I was actually a little bit weirded out, because it should be 3, because we've never come here. The problem is I think it's around episode 43, 47-ish. One of our suits fell out of our rocket, and when it did, it teleported. And the game counted it in this tile right here. And when the dupe went to pick it up, the dupe discovered the entire planet. Because of how the map is laid out and how everything gets compressed in the back end. So technically my dupe teleported onto this planet to pick up the suit that was actually in the mirror right here on this tile. And when that happened, it actually counted the dupe as stepping onto the water world, even though we've never done so. So technically I still have to come back here I know. Damn quantum tunneling dupes. But yes, technically I still have to come back here to, you know, actually confirm the planets as by landing on it. As of right now, we haven't actually landed on it, so I can't count it. I mean, it happens. Just a couple episodes, we ended up discovering the gassy Moo planet. Right now, it is currently disabled because I had to revert save because of it. But that same exact kind of situation happened, and the dev tools actually got turned on, but they weren't actually on. So I have no idea what the hell happened on that one. It was right before the quality of life update came out, and I booted up the save, and apparently we had the ability to instantly dig everything. The dev tools were off. I actually turned them on stream to make, like, for the episode, just to make absolutely sure, and they were off, but the game still counted somehow they were on. Made no sense. I was like, okay, we're reverting save. I don't care. Like, I don't want to discover the gassy Moo planet until the very end, because gassy Moo planet is very laggy, mostly because of the gassy Moos themselves. They're not exactly something that you really want to discover early on, mostly because they don't spawn normally, and because they don't spawn normally, they're really, really janky. And the devs, like, Cly has never fixed them or made any, like, real attempts to fix their stuff. I was hoping it did, but they're not in the patch notes at all. I was hoping that when they added Brackeen, which is technically milking the Moos, we would see some adjustments to their like AI and their pathfinding. They didn't do that. So as of right now, I still recommend most people don't touch the gassy Moo planet until they've finished everything. Ooh, Nyctophobic. Not much going on here. Critter version. Damn it. We did have a really good dupe earlier, but I needed the glass. Yeah, Clay. It's technically Clay Entertainment. I always call them Cly just because it's one of those things where it's like, I've always said it that way on the forums. Because it's like, damn you, Cly. You bastards. But yes. In general, though, as I said, I would not recommend discovering your gassy... Like, you can find it on the map, but don't land on it. Like, don't activate it in your roster until you're absolutely, like, done with everything else. Mostly because... Let me see if I can find... I have a puff floating around on Dripple anymore? Yes, I do. So, the biggest issue that I have with the gassy Moo... Puffs don't really do this. Pretty much. That, and also one of the original trailers for Don't Starve, they pronounced it Cly. That was actually one of the bigger problems, was that they mispronounced it in their own trailer. It was one of the dev blogs. And it just kind of stuck after that. But, yes. The puffs in general, as you can see, they can pathfind everywhere. The thing is that the puff's actual pathfinding, it's only 3 tiles per every time that they move. And because puffs don't move much, they barely cause that much lag. So squeaky puffs can just kind of like float around and you'll barely notice any UPS. I think if I'm in my test world, I spawned like 1,000 of them and it did nothing. Like my frame rate was still safe. The second you spotted a gassy Moo, however, on the other hand, they have the same mobility roster as a Dreco, if I remember correctly. If I can find them. Yeah, these little guys. So these guys can pathfind 7 tiles at a time, and they also pathfind twice as fast. And because the gassy Moos are flying, like these guys pathfinding, just limit them down as much as you can, and then you'll be fine. Gassy Moos, you can't really do that because they keep falling from space every 25 cycles. So you've got a hyperactive cow that can fly, spawns in every 25 cycles, I believe has a 100 cycle life limit, and they can pathfind 7 tiles, and they're twice as active as a puff. They are laggy as hell. I've never liked them because of it. If they could either be contained, like a shine bug or a puffed, they wouldn't be that bad. But they come in from fucking space, so there's no way to contain them. And you can't direct where they're gonna land. So they're just, they fall all over the surface of the planet. And then you have to go wrangle them. Bring them to a container that you can actually store them where they're not going to be this. And it's an absolute nightmare. I don't like Gazeboost just because of that. If they just slowed them down, it wouldn't be as bad. I do not understand why a cow from space is more active than a puffed. Like, I get it. The puff doesn't, there's not much neuron activation up there. Like, I get it. Like, if anyone's seen the trailer for how the puffs work, they don't even technically have, like, a brain. It's actually kind of weird, the way that they described it. It's like, oh yeah, they're a sentient floating gas balloon. And I'm like, I don't understand. Miracle cow in a vacuum. Yeah, exactly. The aerodynamics of a cow all over again. Problem, it's moving at like roughly the speed of sound and flying straight towards your base. Not so great. Okay, I think that should be enough plastic for the Cobra. You think that's enough? I actually don't know if it is. I think that's the worst part. No, sadly, rovers cannot. They also made sweepies scared of all critters, so sweepies became even more useless than they already were, which is really sad. Like, I love sweepies, but it's one of those things where I'm like, man, they did sweepies dirty. It's so bad for them. I will say this, sweepies are actually useful for cleaning up magma from volcanoes. That's about it now. If you want a sweepie to be able to just mop the place and you don't have to care about it, they're great for that. Just don't let a critter get near them, because then they freak the heck out and they can't do anything because they become terrified. I actually haven't tested if the old bug is still in. There was a bug when they added the Sweepy's like terrified animation. Whenever one Sweepy on the map got terrified, it made all of them scared, so all of your Sweepies stopped working until you moved the one that was, near a critter away from the other critter. It was one of those weird ones. I'm pretty sure they fixed it a long time ago, but it could rear its ugly head again. It was a really, really dumb bug. It was funny, but it was also kind of terrible. I do need to actually return back here soon. I need to get all the resin. We have technically automated the tree here. I just have to send it food. Big problem, obviously, though, is extracting the resin. Bigger issue. And I still need to actually get the 1-2 pump done for this. And yes, that is molten tungsten, and that's molten steel holding it back. Just for reference. Yeah, I'm gonna have to build a 1-2 pump down here. Pretty much this entire area from here to here. It's gonna have to be dedicated to that volcano. And once that's done, then we should be good to start the actual space station. I'm doing it the old-fashioned way. Just utilizing a tungsten volcano to melt the actual rocket, and then all the excess will be sent through a metal refinery to just superheat it. And I mostly just need to get this because, well, I want more Visco gel. We don't have much. I need to get over there and reclaim the resin. Resin, by the way, is still kind of janky, so advanced operation, just dump it out via liquid vent and make sure that it's just gonna land in the steam room. Bottle emptiers, not so great anymore. At least for resin operations. It deletes like 90% of its mass. Whereas just steaming it through here does the average ratio. I don't know why they haven't fixed that, but it'll get fixed eventually. Especially with the way that they've been doing quality of life updates. I just don't know when it'll actually be done. Hopefully soon. I guess it is kind of tedious to transport resin somewhere else, then process it, and then send it through the entire system and not have it touch a bottle emptier unless it's capable of vaporizing it. It's definitely a really annoying. Let's see. Excess oxygen should be in the system. You're completely full, aren't you? Compressor's still working perfectly fine. That's all good. Lots of petroleum over here now, which means lots of supercoolant. 13.3 tons. Feels good. How much are we at? Yeah. I have so much fullerene to get through. Oof. So glad that we optimized our butalin base. Still have a lot more work to do on it, but yeah. I am thinking we might make a sour gas boiler. It's possibly in the cards just so that way I could show how you build one. Still stable. But yeah. We might actually build one. It's not going to be needed. It'll probably be like an extra episode after I finish the entire playthrough. But I don't want to rule out actually making a sour gas boiler. And I mean, we're going to have plenty of petroleum, so it's not really an issue. Still feel like I need to reclaim some of the steam though. Let me add my AND gate over here real quick. I should also mention with the quality of life update that we just got, you can directly just move critters. Also, there is a critter rocket capsule, which allows you to scoot one critter from one planet to another. Which is really, really nice. Because now moving bees around is not god-awful. Carbon dioxide, if it is above, I'll do 2005. Yes, just for reference, you can now click on a critter and use move 2. And it actually allows you to scoot the actual critters around. Which is really, really, really nice. Oh, hey, nice. Hopefully it gets there in one piece. Never trust it. Never trust. Just hope. How are you guys doing? My team is actually getting EXP off of them, but I don't really know if I'm going to keep them around that much. They are alive, so I guess it counts. Ordered quite a lot on Prime Day. Ah, I gotcha. Well, again, I wish you luck. I'm still debating if I want to expand my Drecos, though. I would not mind getting more phosphorite. That way I can continue to make more refined phosphorus. I don't think we actually need that much, but I mean, it's better safe than sorry. This is when we start doing any sort of heavy-duty lab operation. Oh, it's dormant. Crap. Let me utilize... Oh, we'll utilize sandstone. One of the tricks that you can do if you can't mop up the liquid because the magma's too much, you can just convert it back into materials by putting tiles next to it. It'll connect with it. This will melt, but it will reduce the whole temperature. We can get back to actually analyzing this thing. I will need to turn off the crude oil though. Probably should set up a beep to tell me when this thing is actually turning off. Once we get the analysis completed. And we've got like what? 2 more charges? Yeah, we have about 2 more blobs worth of magma that we can work with. Barely. Build that one. Build that one. Don't touch it, whatever you do. And dupe, until that thing hits below 1099, you are not allowed to touch it. Yeah, we can pretty much run the boiler for a little while longer. I have to be careful with that. I have thought about putting a sensor over here to actually do a shut-off valve for the crude oil. Oh, there it goes. It'll melt shortly. Come on, you. Melt. And it's trying. Come on. Just waiting. Pick another one down there. Yep. We do one more. Make it again. Too much. Also, I don't really want my dupe standing in it. Not gonna lie. Probably not. It just it never feels right having a dupe standing in magma. Even if they're in super suit. Like, not a fan. Oh. I actually filled up the entire line this time. Instantaneously converting. It is kind of funny watching the temperatures rise like crazy over here, just for how much energy is being created. I could technically, if I really wanted to, you could set this up with a thermium aqua tuner, and then just build a steam room above this, and this would just be a phosphorus reactor, just like how I used to do a salt reactor. The same principle. The only thing is that you definitely need to use another gas medium. In this case, we're using hydrogen. Thankfully, it's not deleting itself, even if it is technically CG next to it. But you could totally do a phosphorus reactor in this method. You can get an infinite amount of phosphorite. Not that big of a deal. It's just running Drecos. Drecos with bomb lilies, these don't take resources. The only thing that you're technically using is duplicant time and power. This is probably actually power positive. The transfer state is power positive. I don't know if creating the phosphorite plus converting it is actually power positive. It might actually be, because this is 6 times the amount of energy. No. It's a lot. 0.15 to 0.7. Pretty nuts. Okay. That converted. And I mop this up. Okay. Probably, yeah. You can shove one there and then hope. Five. Use. Two. Okay, nothing is overheating anymore. That's good. It just requires a massive cooling loop. Not gonna lie, very big cooling. Does work though. Can we get the last little bit? Nope, still too much. Guess we'll have to do it the old-fashioned way. Where analyze it without standing directly on it. Oh yeah, you need it. You absolutely need this cooling. Because if you notice, it's not enough. And that's with a delayed input. It's just because phosphorus is literally making more energy when it's in its state changes than salt used to. So, yeah, it's a lot. Phosphorite to phosphorus is a hell of a, like, juice moment. It's pretty much like a regolith melter. Like where you melt down the regolith into igneous rock and then it creates a stupid amount of energy because regolith itself can't carry that much. But when you're going from regolith at 1,000 degrees to igneous rock at 1,000 degrees, it's about like, what? I think it's 1.2 times the amount of energy. This is practically 6. Obviously, it's not as much, but yeah. Insulation is not mad rare, but it is definitely a lot more annoying still. And it's strong, yes. If you want to make something that never ever has to really worry about anything, just use ceramic. If you really don't want it to touch anything, then you use insulation. And then also, obviously, obsidian still works just fine. Which is what all of this is made out of. Up the priority on these and just clean this thing up. But yeah, insulation is not as bad as it used to be. Mostly because iso resin is relatively easy to get in the DLC due to being able to process it from the tree. The new resource is plastinium. Plastinium uses brackine, which is converted to brackwax, and then it also uses thermium. And this is actually super plastic, which adds 900 overheat to plastic items. So anything made out of plastic can be now made out of that, and yeah, quite good. Obviously, don't use that plus a mini gas pump near magma, but I mean, it's 975 degree overheat. It can handle a lot. It can't handle this, but it can handle a lot. Oh no. Fuck this. Why did the game pick you when you need to go to the bathroom? Again. Hate when it does that. Oh, buddy. Not your job. Let Pub do it. Pub or Shiro. Either of them can do the job, no problem. Yeah, insulation is still pure. I would say insulation now is mostly time-gated behind Thimbleweed. But you can kind of cheese it anyway because Rec goes, so Yeah. I would say definitely, the second you get your hands on Geckos, just build this. Once you get this, you're good. Because this is where you're going to get all of your materials for insulation, suits, etc. And this has, as I said, there's no duplicate input besides grooming, shearing, and then the power. We're not really even interacting with the eggs inside the incubators. This is just all automatic. Just make sure you're using suits because you don't really want your dupes exhaling in here. Otherwise, it can mess up the hydrogen and chlorine mixture because they'll release CO2 into the room. Okay. Now I should be able to mark this. And stupid is this. That was me, alright. Give him the follow cam real quick. To the tube system. Goes. Spin around. There we go. Will he stay on it? Nope. Oh wait, nope. Thank you, Neo. I was like, is he gonna stay on the volcano or is he gonna leave? No, he's good. Okay. We're safe on that front. I was just passed out near the water. Good job, bud. Still debating about if I want to reclaim the water or not. Kinda do, kinda don't. Again, when you have a bigger base, what's up? You think it's worth filling it with O2? Yes. I mean, as you can see. I normally prefer to just fully mask an entire base in one gas. Which is why we're working on slowly oxygenating this area as well. Even if you're running around in suits, it's better just to either maintain a vacuum or maintain one gas. Having mixed gases is actually what causes more lag. So it's one of those things where it's like, you kind of want to build the entire base with the idea that you're going to eventually either run it as a vacuum on like all outside components, or that you're going to build like a fume hood. Like the entire base is like pure oxygen for main base, then everything should pool to a cleaning area at the bottom. And obviously maintain your main spine. Maintaining main spines is very important. It comes down to, like, you know, mega basing. Like, as you can see, most of your gases, like CO2 for instance, always likes to go bottom right. So most of your filters are just going to all be over here. Like if you're building your base at a slant like I do, normally you're just going to want to have your filter systems pretty much just right side all the time. If I didn't do my normal playthrough rules where I have to put a base on every planet and have a hot tub, I would probably completely just strip mine most of these and then really only utilize the... I would say I would most likely only utilize like standard planetoids, so oil operations still require dupes, so they would have to be here. Rudabo doesn't have anyone here right now because there's really nothing here for me to do, for duplicates to actually interact with. Japola is almost completely automated. The only reason that we're still here is just in case anything breaks. But I could probably just bring everyone back home. Wouldn't be that big of a deal. Have there been new rooms? Yes, the lab was added. Lab increases the efficiency of all objects, I believe, by 15%. So research is actually 15% faster if you make a lab. you can also make a lab out of this room. So your printing pod, right at the beginning, you can put all your research items. If I put 2 doors over here, this becomes a lab. I wish that I had this when we started, but lab is awesome. One of the best rooms that they added so far. I believe that the mess hall and the kitchen was, yeah, the kitchen was also added. Kitchen actually gives you access to the spice grinder. Spice grinder, if you're actually utilizing it, is, I would say, probably the most useful item you've got for space exploration. Because if you don't have berry sludge, then you can just utilize mealwood seeds and a little salt plus pickled meal, and congratulations, you never need to worry about your space foods. So I come over here and click on this pickled meal. It is currently seasoned, and it actually has a +2 to its cycles because of spices. So this will never expire, ever. So now I can just run around with an infinite amount of mealwood and just not care. It also takes a very small amount of salt and also the actual seeds. So it's literally just using the actual pickled meals from mealwoods plus salt. So it's just designed around space exploration as a food source. So super simple, barely takes any effort. I think the only real issue obviously would be getting salt on a regular basis. I do need to process this one. But I have been just processing my cool salt slush into salt, so probably just need to fit this into this room and then get this thing set up properly. We want to set this for max. This should properly vent all the way down here, back on up through here, and join this. We should be able to finally actually clean this place up. Keep kind of pushing it off and being like, we'll get around to it. But I think it's time that we actually do it. Because once that's done, then all I have to do is just turn this back on. And then I can process all of the salt. As you can see, it just immediately poops out into salt. Actually where most of the pressure has come from me just converting this saltwater geyser into salt. I do think I need to set up an automation wire into this room and set it up to the temperature there. Well, set it up to a temperature sensor so that way we can reduce the amount of temperature loss. And if I just do that, it'll be fine. Yes, I mean, all we're doing is just converting it for the salt anyway. The water is getting vented into space. I probably should repurpose it for the magma world. Probably too much hassle at this point. Also want to add more... Well, I could actually add more thermal opportunities to this room. We are going to expand this room down here, and the ethanol will be expanded down here, as I've said before multiple times. That's the plan, anyway. I just have to clean this place out after we did our water bleeding method. Yeah, there's a lot. Not gonna lie, it's a lot of steam. Kind of what happens when you use water to cleave your way through the core of your planet. You end up with a lot of excess steam laying around, and it all kind of has to be processed. The pigginess in the bottom right corner, the plastic above the nuclear. This one. So the biome backgrounds do affect your tiles. So if you notice the pinkness right along here, this is actually the core. So all of this terrain here is actually what was part of the actual core before we cleaned it out. So it gives off this little like pink glow to it. You can see how it affects the plastic. When I get rid of all the steam, there's going to be a line that goes all the way like over here. You can actually see it in the neutronium. This was this was technically the radioactive biome up here, and then this is the core down here. So you can see where I've carved through everything. Actually, it looks really kind of neat when you realize what it is. It's like, oh, so you just ate the entire planet. It's like, yep. And then you can see the primary, like, all of this lighter area that's kind of green. This was all the radioactive B biome. And then this was the main living quarters, like, spawn area. Like this little blue zone here. And then our radioactive ocean is pretty much the entire crust up here. So all of that was all nice and neatly organized. Let's see. Unpracticed artist Mullihan's doctor. Bottomless stomach, super hard digging, operating supplying. Nope. Critter vision. Absolutely not. Take the bristleberries. Fine. Feed the hatches. Critter vision. Ah! Away. Absolutely. Only time I will take a critter version is if it's got everything else I want. Like, that's it. If that dupe comes in and is really, really jacked, I will take it. See, we're already up to... not bad. Rebel Arm is still trying to cool it down. It's doing its best. I'm actually surprised the Cuddle Pip has survived. As long as they have. Okay. Just like, I have so much plastic I need to dump off over there. Ooh. It's a lot. Let's see. How is our current rocket pipe? Oh. That was already done. Not bad. And so it's Gene. There you go. Both of you come back. I'm kind of surprised how little automation I've actually utilized. Like, this is probably the most that I've got in the entire base, and that's the clay production. That one's about it. I really should just direct vent into the room. Even though I've had issues with that in the past. I just feel like I don't have enough throughput for all of our devices here. That's about it. And yes, if you're wondering about how I've got this many pips into this room, leave 2 doors open, add a nature reserve over here on this side, and then put in your rec room in the middle. Reason being is, all of your pips and all of your dupes will end up interacting with each other in the middle. The pips will go over here for food, and then they'll come back whenever they want to get groomed by your ranchers. So, that'll allow your pips to just kind of stream back and forth. You can actually do this with any critter that's ground-based. So, if you wanted to have Drecos as your primary source for your, like, dupes to interact with, totally do it. Tweedles as well. These ones just give hugs, so I'm like, you know what? Screw it. They provide interaction. Plus the fact that you just... I love the pips. They're great. So many of them. I have not actually done the coffee machine. Or, well, the espresso machine specifically. Mostly because the overall input is kind of nuts. Mostly requiring, 1 kilogram of water per use, and then the pinch of pepper nut. I would need to dedicate an entire room just to pinch of pepper nuts to keep this thing running with how many dupes we actually have. And to be honest, I just ended up filling the room with space objects. So, for reference, here is the decor. The only area that is low on decor and is very negative is because the entire base's mass is on top of that. So we're currently at 1.4 million kilograms worth of mass sitting right there. I am technically venting water to space. It's because I'm just don't really have enough space to actually pull this stuff down. We're also venting a lot of water from the nuclear reactor as well. Right, here's our water supply. And technically we already have multiple off-gas locations for our actual water supply. So when the water is actually completely filled, we send a small bit of it down here to be processed and utilized to be distributed. We have the teleporter linked with it. We have our launcher linked with it if we actually ever really wanted to use it, which is this button right here. This turns on this pump, which then sends the excess water that is being utilized by the rockets. And if the bathrooms completely fill up, as the entire system is actually built around the bathrooms, so if this sensor gets stuck, I can then, it'll go to this buffer gate, or sorry, filter gate specifically. Once that turns green, it activates the outflow on that one. That one's delayed, but it will actually release all of the excess water in the entire base into space. And yes, it would literally be a pinch of pepper nut farm. Right now, I'm still trying to mutate a pinch of pepper nut. As you can see, we are radiating the living hell out of it. And I do actually have one polluted water line that has the excess flow using pipe priority to actually feed that. But I would need to find another location that I can push the temperature up to 35 degrees. And the only place I really would have would be over here. As everywhere else is pretty much taken in main base. So yeah, really the only place I would have would be here. That's about it. Kitchen is there, shovels are there. Pips are pretty much going to be completely down on this side normally, but I could put that in as a pinch of pepper nut farm temporarily. This is the backup Rodriguez whenever we actually bring all of our dupes here. When I push this to 53 dupes, that's when I'll need to turn that thing fully on, as if we get to that point. I don't really think we need that many dupes, but if we see some really good dupes, then I take them. I would need to build, let's see. We're currently with 42 duplicates. If we wanted to run the espresso machine like full tilt here with 22, not including, I think there's 24 because of the 2 rocket chrome. We would need 24 kilograms, 24,000 kilograms. I know, 24,000 grams, 24 kilograms worth of pinch of pepper nuts. Or what's the first cycle again? 32 cycles. That's rough. That's a lot. Oof. Running fertilizer, we can kick it down to about 6 cycles. If I made mutant ones, we might be able to do it a little bit better. It might be possible with 16 exuberant pinch of pepper. Otherwise, it's probably going to be like, what? $28? I'm just trying to think. I'm like, I need like a full 60, like full farming plot, so 96 and everything. Let me just do this real quick so I can keep an eye on it. Farm. Copper for now. And 13, 15, 20, 21, 22, 23. I think I'm going to be too short if I did that. Not to mention this would have to also be insulated. And we would need a liquid lock somewhere. Probably up here in the corner, maybe. Rough. But that would just be to run the espresso machine here. Like, this is how much space we're talking. E. Game? There are those left there. There we go. That was very weird. ONI being odd again? Question mark. It would be able to fit. I would just have to like utilize this line, and this line once this is cleaned up. But we could do a pinch of pepper nut farm right there. It would just be really tight. I'd also probably need to utilize a space heater, which we would probably have to set up a liquid temperizer with temperature set to 36. And set up a cooling loop for the rest of it. And that would also have to be set for like 38. That way it won't dip down below 37 degrees. Because you can always go higher or lower. And you'd want to stabilize it. So I do see some meat we picked up. I really gotta get oxygen actually effectively down here. We're getting closer. The base is actually opening up properly. Let me do. I need to get this probably to frozen, and we can open up and utilize it to cool down the rest of this. That way the bees can have their home at the bottom. I just want the bees to be living down here in their nice little like cubby hole area. They're gonna have all the little hives, and then just automatically send in the uranium that we collect from space to it, so I don't have to think about it. Obviously, the only real problem with that is getting uranium all the way down there. I've actually thought about building like a super filter. I've only ever done it once. It wasn't really worth it. It looked cool, but it wasn't really like worth it for space deliveries. One of those things where you're like, in principle, this would be cool. In practice, it's bulky, massive, and annoying to work around. It's kind of sad, but yeah. Like, actual item filters systems using solid filters just become huge. Because every single item has to be brought off the line. I think that's really the bigger problem. And there's really no way to shrink it. Especially if you're just doing a universal tile. It is possible. I will eventually actually filter this system. The reason I'm not utilizing it yet is because we're not actually producing enough food yet over here to start shipping it over to main base. Eventually we will. We're actually getting kind of close to being able to do it. Because of how much fleet meat we have. I will also eventually add a liquid lock. It's not needed at this point. It's still too much hot material. But like, I don't care if this freezes out on this side. It's not a negative, it is a positive. You need to install doors though. And we can all of it up. Okay. That. Just bathing in ethanol. It'll be fine. Yes, that's while working there. So close. And we got fresh magma coming in. I need to lower this again. I gotta find the sweet spot on the timer. It's just too powerful. The phosphorus is too strong. We will find a solution. I should say, I will find a solution. Just feel like I need to, like, possibly timer it by timering it. And I don't like that idea. I really, really, really don't. Let's try 400. That might be better. I have to actually freeze this one out, so we'll have to wait a little while. Yeah, it's already falling temperature slightly. Phosphorus is too strong. Needed, but it's like, god dang it. Nope. Don't send more in, please. This is the problem. Should step for that. It's getting closer. Once it hits 44, it should start solidifying. Fine. This, on the other hand, temperature check. Also, we need to pour out some petroleum. Just a little bit. Keep an eye on that. Okay. Oh, don't worry about it. If you really want to, you can do this. There you go. Yeah. Once we get into the next cycle, I think I'm gonna call it there. It's gonna be 7 o'clock in the morning. I can see the sun's slowly starting to come up. Let me go check on the nuclear bits real quick. 45. So close. I was hoping we would hit 50 tonight. I was really hoping for it. Yep, no worries. Yeah, I was really hoping we'd get 50k today. Was not to be. I need even more rads. That way we can produce even more at a faster rate so I can send it off faster. It's still slow, like in all honesty. The only way to make it go faster is if you just pack in more nuclear reactors together and then just hope that you can pump enough water through them. It's what, 2 for 1 pipe safely? You can technically do 3, but I wouldn't recommend it. When I say 1 full pipe, I mean 1 full pipe of water. You're better off just running 2 and then running another 2 and just venting them into space. If you want to make like in mass amounts of nuclear waste. More. Sure we're not leaking any more heat, are we? Nope, I think we're good. Yeah, we can't send any more phosphorite through that. It's gonna slowly cool down. It just produces too much heat. Thankfully, the primary source of heat is over here. The pile. Everything else is gonna cool down. Oh, this should be fun. I'll just have to leave it for a bit. It's mostly a mass problem. Also, apparently we had water leaking in again. Preemptively start mopping all of that up. There we go. As Shiro runs off. Thanks, crew. Clean it up. The faster we get rid of the water, the better. This is no longer going to be run by the so just kind of an extra chamber that's just going to sit around at this point. Everything else seems to be working perfectly fine. I do need to recapture most of this. As much as I want to shove Slicksters in, I know it's not worth the effort. I like Slicksters a lot, but I don't really feel like shoving them there. You move there. Which one of you is... Okay, should get that one in there. And up priority on the delivery order. Ah, good. Here's coming to do it. Thanks, bud. Nope, up as well. Okay, cool. Bring the tiny child. They just capture him and then leave him. Okay. Lords, you coming to do it? Okay, good. I was about to say. Please don't leave. We keep off their way. Thank you, dude. There we go. Okay, that's all sorted. Input needed. Cycle left. I really gotta clean up the email. Keep that up for now. Let's see. Cycle 2714. I think that's our stopping point. So, little micro fixes. Mostly just waiting on nuclear waste at this point. We have a rocket coming back. I'm gonna let them real quick so we don't have any weirdness when save loading. And good. Yeah, I've touched that. Perfect way to end it. I could not have planned that better if I tried. But yeah, I'm happy with today's progress. I feel like we could have done a little bit more on the nuclear waste, but I don't think I can actually produce any more than we're already doing. At least at an even faster rate, without dedicating said created nuclear waste to make more nuclear waste. That's really the problem here. I don't think it's possible. At least as of current. I could technically just shove a nuclear plant, like an actual research reactor, into space and just push the excess water into it. It's not really a good idea. Totally can do it. I just wouldn't recommend it. But yeah, I'm content with that. So I think that is the end of the episode. So for now, hopefully I will catch you guys next time.